figured I might as well do a grad school vlog, even though I'm not at grad school right now. I'm at the community college that I work at. So right now I'm an adjunct here. Again, I used to be full-time, but the contract ended, so now I'm an adjunct. I come here, I teach a class at 11 and 2, and I head off to UMKC, take a class, and teach a class. So I guess today maybe I'll talk about being a student versus being a teacher. So yeah. Okay, so first up, I think just to kind of contrast college experiences, I went to Longview Community College as, starting when I was 14 through 18, so I was there for like 4 years, but my overall impression of community colleges is that they tend to be really good. The teachers are really great. I loved all my community college teachers. Okay, the door is opening. And yeah, so I think that with community colleges, the teachers are there to teach. You know, we don't have any research that we do. We're not a university. And so when I went to Longview, I loved almost all my teachers except for like one. And then once I went off to get my bachelor's degree, it was a different experience. So that was like, okay, maybe I liked 2 or 3 teachers. It was a lot less kind of, they care about, okay, so for example, teachers here read books on making education better and building courses and class design, and we have workshops on all of this stuff, whereas, and I haven't been full-time at a university, so I can't say for sure what they all cover, but just as a student, an undergrad student, it feels a lot less like they're here to teach, and they're there to do research. That's not true of everyone. You can have just a master's and work at a university, and so like those teachers, I think, are maybe more invested in the teaching aspect than the research stuff. But with a lot of teachers, it felt like they just come in, they lecture, and then they go. And that was at the KU also, which is not the way I teach. So for instance, my teaching style is very much based on like the pet peeves I had while I was in school. So the way teachers just kind of come and lecture and then leave, you know, it's boring class, it's hard to pay attention. And then if they do, like a lot of the time I'd be like, oh, I remember them saying something in class, I can't remember what it was, I can't take notes fast enough, I just lost it forever because I know they said something in class and I forgot it, and I can't find it anymore, and I can't find it in the book, can't find it in the slides, because a lot of the times the slides are just pictures and not the full information. And then sometimes they would podcast the lecture, but it would be like the entire lecture just recorded. It was also hard to search for anything. It was slow, it was boring, you're just not, you know, it's like the last resort if you missed class. So, you know, what I do is my lectures end up being about 15 minutes. The slides contain all of the information for the lesson. So I don't like just read off the slides, but if you miss class, you can read the slides. Or if I have time, I do the video lectures. And my video lectures are like recording different bits and editing it down, like making it look nice, making it easy to use. And I also try to make just all the class content accessible for everybody. I have it on the internet, so I don't like punish students for missing class. Like I feel that's like a big thing, is, you know, even teachers who put attendance as part of the grade. It's like I just tell my students, you guys are adults, you know what you need. If you need to come to class, come to class. If you don't need to come to class, that's fine. Do your thing. You know, it's your responsibility to know what you need. If you're struggling, it's your responsibility to come ask me questions, to come to class, ask for office hours, and so on. And then I also try to make resources for the class available in different ways. Like there's the textbook. I know that's not always like, you know, in the past I've also bought multiple textbooks over the same topic, just to have multiple references. So yes, there's a class textbook, but I also have lecture slides. I might try to find other resources online that are free to link them to. There's I just try to make so much of the information available. I don't want them to necessarily only feel like they have to come to me to understand something. I want them to have all of the resources they need to be able to teach themselves, which I include myself as a resource to help them teach themselves. So, I explain topics and then I help them try to practice those topics. So in my classes, it's generally lecture for 15 minutes if I don't have video lectures for them to watch at home, and then do the work in class, because you're going to learn better by doing, whether it's the programming classes I teach or the math classes I teach. So with the math class, I do a short lecture on the topic, and then I have these in-class exercises, which also goes over all of the topics, introducing all of the topics we cover, and then has a bunch of exercises, kind of starting from simple and going to more challenging to just kind of get them used to doing it. That way they're getting a lot more out of the lecture or out of the class period, than just listening to me talk and watching me do problems on the board. So that's just the way I prefer teaching. Alright, time to go get some lunch and then head to UMKC. Okay, I have an hour and a half until the class that I'm taking as a student, but I need to head to campus anyway because I'm already getting texts from my project group mates, so we probably need to do some discussion of what we're doing this week. Okay, so I'm over here at UMKC, and my backpack's heavy. I get a special free parking permit because I work here at the moment. When I first went to school, we did not have tablet computers back then. I mean, we had some, but they were like really archaic, big, heavy things. And then, smart devices were coming out, and I thought, oh man, these tablets would have been so great if I had been in school at the time. I could have just carried all my books on there, carry the tablet? No. Most textbooks aren't on any book form, and if they are, they're in like some sort of weird proprietary-ass format. Also, this class requires me to bring my computer with me, and it's a very heavy computer. It's my gaming computer. So I'm just going to lug that over here. We'll get to class. I'm so tired. I've been working since like 9:30 this morning, and it's like 4:30 now, and I'm not going to be done till like 8:30 tonight. So I'm getting tired of these really long work days. This is the kind of semesters I've been having recently. It's hard to walk with this amount of weight. I'm a pack mule. Yeah. I feel really stupid making a vlog, and then when people walk by, I just pretend I'm holding my phone weird and I'm not talking because it's awkward. It's weird. I'm a shy person. Also, that's not the most flattering angle like that. So, let's see. I was going to talk some more about school. So I have a class in this library here on campus in a little bit. And like I said, I'm just really tired right now. I wish I had scheduled things every day of the week instead of just 2 very long days of the week. And then I get to work at home the other days because I have so much work to do. But I don't really like being a student, and I know I didn't want to get my bachelor's degree when I was going for that. I was like really salty about having to go through that. But I'm glad I did after the fact, and now I have this similar feeling like I don't want to get another degree. I don't want to be here. It's okay. But like, the structured university school system feels so restrictive. Like, there's only a certain amount of focuses for computer science, and they're not really things I want to focus on. Like, I would love to just create my own degree that's a mix of areas, like maybe education and computer science and linguistics or something like that, because I'm weird. But no, it's like the focuses are like data science and network security and all of that. And I'm just so tired. I'm, only getting a master's degree so I can keep teaching. And I might not even want to keep teaching. Like, it's something I want to have available to me in my life. So I guess that's my justification of doing this, is on the off chance that I might want to teach for some long-term period of time. But I don't know what the future holds. I always just, you need a steady job. No matter what you're doing, you need to pay bills. So teaching is a way to pay bills. That's less awful than software engineering. It's been kind of not been great in that field, at least around here. I haven't enjoyed myself as a software web developer. But yeah, so, and also just being a student is like, none of the teachers teach the way I would teach, and so it's really frustrating because I put so much effort in trying to make really great classes students want to come to, where they feel welcome and engaged and feel like they're learning something and they feel challenged. Whereas like the classes I have to take are always just like, I don't want to be here, I'm bored, it's so hard to focus, you're boring. So, I don't know, it's frustrating that I don't get myself as a teacher. And I am the teacher that I would like to have, I guess. And I can't, because I can teach myself, but I'm not allowed to do that for college credit. Yeah, so I've been thinking lately about whether I'm going to even continue with this master's degree. And I guess I will in the spring also. Maybe I'll just take classes and work a lot less. Maybe just teach one class next semester. But as it is, I'm burned out. Like, once the weekend's over, I'm just like so depressed. And I don't want to come to school. I don't want to do these like 10 to 12-hour days. And I'm just so tired. I just don't want to do any of it. I want to go home and like relax for once, like just go home and play Overwatch and not feel like I have a billion things to do. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's like being a student is. And also, like, a lot of teachers seem to assume that you aren't working while going to school, so that's another challenge. That's not something we do at community college. We pretty much assume everyone's working or might be working, especially for evening classes, but here it just feels like I'm at a disadvantage because I have to pay bills and I'm busy and I'm working. And things will be a little better because my husband's working and I have the ability to take less work, which is not something that everybody gets. And it's not something I had available to me in 2017 and 2016. So, maybe next semester will be okay. But right now it's the third week of class. There's 14 weeks of class left. And I'm just like, oh my God, what? I don't know. I don't want to do this, but I will. And I have done crappy semesters before, and I'm just tired. I just want a break. I want like a legitimate break, and I want to work on my game development and make some educational games and whatever else. When I remember right before I graduated from here with my bachelor's degree, I told myself, like, after you graduate, you'll never have time to do game development. And that was, like, mostly correct. So, I don't know. I've worked on games, but I haven't had the same type of just time, like large amounts of time or enough time to be able to focus on it every day of the week or multiple days of the week. As it is, it's like once every couple weeks maybe. So that's always been kind of depressing for me. I just want to have enough time to work on my own projects and build apps to sell and make tutorials and all this stuff, but I have jobs, full-time jobs take up so much time. Even part-time teaching, especially I'm teaching 3 classes, but one of those classes has like 30 students in it, so it's kind of like 2 classes. It just takes up so much time. It's so time-consuming. And then, homework can be time-consuming because at least when you're writing an assignment, you kind of know how long it's going to take you to make it. When you're doing an assignment, you don't really know how long it's going to take because you might be learning something new, you might have some challenges, which has been a problem with me at KU when I went there, because I'd have an assignment, I'd work on it, and I just did not have enough time to complete the assignment to get it all figured out. But this class is more open-ended since we're choosing our own project, and we chose something that is within a scope that I know that I can complete. I've done a lot of professional web and software development before, so I don't know. I'm going to go up to class even though I really don't want to. I just want to go play video games, but I guess I should go in. So today's going to be a lecture day in class. I don't think there's anyone in here, but I still feel shy. Nobody's in here. Okay, but today's going to be a lecture day in class. So Thursdays are like lab days, and they show us how to do stuff, and Tuesdays are lecture days, so I'm gonna have my notebook and just write down game design ideas. Writing on a chalkboard sucks. All of the chalk dust gets in my nose. Is there anyone here? I don't want to talk. Is it raining? I can't tell. I don't think it's raining anymore, but it was earlier. So, as I usually say about universities when I am talking to my students at community college, is that half the battle, 75% of the battle, is trying to figure out what your instructor wants from you. And unfortunately, that's also true in the class that I'm taking as well. Also, just really strict deadlines, which is a drag because it is now like 8:10 maybe, and I'm getting off work and I'm going to go get some fast food for dinner, take it home, try to spend some time with my husband and cats before I have to go to bed, and then tomorrow, do the grading, have a team meeting, do more work, class prep or whatever. I have to write an exam. Why is my card key not working? Oh yeah, I was talking about the deadlines. So there's tutorials in class on Thursdays, and then the thing we do in the tutorial is due by the next day, Friday, at the end of the day, which is kind of a pain because I teach immediately after class on Thursday and Tuesday. And I'm just so busy. I really could use the freaking weekend to get my work done, but no. I emailed and asked, I said, this is my situation, and they're like, nope, sorry. So that's pretty frustrating. It bothers me when instructors act like all you're doing is grad school or college or whatever, and you don't have anything else going on, and your schedule is completely clear. That, or they have the mentality of you have to work your fucking ass off for no reason. You have to work harder than other people because you have a job. Like, I don't know. It's so annoying. That's not something I incorporate into my classes. So it makes me mad when I'm not given the same sort of accommodation to just have maybe a Saturday to work on assignments, not days during the week. Like, isn't that the common thing? You give Saturdays to be a nice person. Let them work on their things on Saturday, Sunday, turn it in on Monday, maybe. So, yeah, that's just what I'm frustrated about right now. And then I was talking to other classmates, and they're also just frustrated with the class, too. So, it's not just me. We're all frustrated. My classmate seemed really upset, actually, and I'm not as upset as she is. Like, I feel like we can get through it. We can do it. But if you feel completely lost in a topic and you have less than 24 hours to complete it, or even exactly 24 hours, I guess, it's stressful because it's like you haven't seen this topic before, and hey, how about you teach yourself this entire topic in a day? But you also have other classes to go to. Yeah. So, grad school. What is the lesson we're learning today? Don't register for too many classes in one day, I guess. But, it's not like I get to choose my work schedule. I'm usually just assigned a class at this time and that time and the other time. So, I don't know. I guess go into super lots of debt. I'm paying for my semester here. It's $1,600 for one class. So I've paid for it out of pocket because I have a job and I can do that at the moment. But if I didn't, then I would have to go into student loans. And I already have tons of student loans. I don't want to have more student loans. But you know how it is. America! So yeah, I'm going to go get dinner and I'm going to go eat and I'm going to, I don't know, just watch TV or something. Okay, bye. Apparently, if you wiggle the steering wheel while trying to start the car, it'll fix the blocked steering wheel problem. So I guess that was the thing. Okay, car information. Yeah, I'm here. We're gonna work on our project proposal and then get that turned in, and I guess just work on the homework early because the teacher won't give us the weekend to work on stuff. So I'm basically gonna have another late fucking night. You shouldn't have to fuck with your health and life balance just to get assignments done. When I plan my courses, I always give students the weekend. Or if it's something we're doing in class, I make sure I write it so that they have plenty of time to do it in class. So, yeah, I'm just frustrated. But here I am. Okay, I'm back home now and I feel a lot better. I'm still probably going to be up really late working on things, but at least my group is cool and, they're pulling their weight. As an undergrad, when you get group projects, people are pretty bad at group projects. But this one is going a lot better. They seem a lot more serious about it than a lot of people I've paired up with as an undergrad. Maybe that's a perk of grad school, I guess. So I'm just gonna finish my homework, and then I still have stuff to prep for tomorrow, and I have so much grading to do because I didn't grade stuff last week. So I got another email from the teacher or the class coordinator, and it's like, oh, you do seem busy on Thursday. Well, I hope you can get it done by Friday. It's like, well, thank you. But really, it would be great if we could have at least Saturday to work on our homework. I don't care if you're expecting it to be done in an in-class thing. Just give us some extra time. Not everyone works at the same pace. Especially if we're responsible for our teammates to get their work in and make sure it's done and, works. I'm going to need the extra time to meet with teammates to, help them learn what's going on if they're not familiar with it. So, yeah. But I'm feeling good about the team stuff so far. Also, there's a cat right there. Hey, Cubby! Cubby! She usually follows me around. So right now she's in the attic with me. This is the current makeshift Moosator office. I might move it to a bigger room in the attic. We're in the attic right now. But so far, at the moment, this is going to be the office where the interns will meet. But this is not a game dev vlog. This is a grad student vlog. So this is where I'm going to do my homework. Also, here's a kitten. Hi, this is Pixel. Boop, 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 boop. So now it's 9:40 p.m. and I'm still working. I did take a break to go cook dinner and eat food. But, yep, still working. I did my homework that's due on Friday because I won't have time to do it tomorrow. And Friday I'm also very busy. Who would have thought? So I did my homework and now I'm prepping the stuff I need for tomorrow's class because I just wasn't happy with the original version of this lecture. And then I still have a shit ton of grading to do because I didn't grade anything while I was moving last week. So if I don't grade it tonight, I'm just going to have a gigantic backlog of grading to do. So the question is, do I want to suffer now or do I want to suffer later? It seems to be my motivating factor. That's how I am so good at getting stuff done. I don't want to suffer later, so I always suffer through it now. But it always seems like there's a never-ending stream of work. Hi. What are you doing? Are you getting sleepy? Baby. Hi. What's up? You can sleep on me. I think it's time for bedtime. Okay, well, it's 10:43 and I was grading, but this really sleepy kitten jumped on me, so I think we're gonna head to bed. I figure I can finish this grading in the morning. I just have to get up earlier. Hey there. You awake? You ready for sleeping? It's like 1:30 a.m. and I can't sleep as usual because of stress and all of that, so I don't know. Also, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get something to eat and then try to go back to sleep, I guess. This is just like if it's not being up really late working, it's being up not being able to sleep because of anxiety and stress.
So that's really frustrating. And, of course I work all day tomorrow, and I have to be out early in the day to go run errands and go teach a class at 11, so I need to go to campus earlier than that and everything. So, yay, grad school, yeah. So I got maybe 6 hours of sleep last night. It was really hard to fall asleep, so eventually I just resorted to my secret weapon of laying on the sofa and turning on YouTube and watching like a Let's Play of King's Quest or Myst, something, not intense, and turning the TV brightness all the way down, and then basically sleeping facing the sofa and not the TV. So that's actually pretty good. It helps me fall asleep in like 10 minutes. Like, just turn on a Let's Play you've already seen before, and hopefully that helps. That's my secret tip for falling asleep. Here's some breakfast I'm making. So since I went to the grocery store yesterday, I can cook stuff at home now and not have to go out to eat. So that's a plus side. Also, between my 2 jobs, I have time to come home and cook something and eat something. So that's good. But I'm not feeling too tired, so I got like 6 hours of sleep. It's not preferable. I'd like to get all of the sleep, but I'd also like to not deal with like the anxiety at night. So I don't know. I didn't get up early enough to grade stuff. I'm just gonna cook and get ready for classes, and then I don't know, I guess grade stuff over the weekend and just grade tons of stuff, even though I have a pretty booked weekend as well. So yay! Are you ready for some binary trees? If I had my way, everyone would have tablets that you can write on, and all of the textbooks would be ebooks unless you just really, really wanted a print book. So, look at all this paper. It'd be just as easy to do it on a computer, on like a tablet. Just write your stuff out. That'd be great. So it's time for another Rachel's teaching assignment pet peeves. So, over here, here's the result for some work I did in class. I got 97 out of 100, and these are the comments, and I have no idea why I missed 3 points. It's just a magic number, it means nothing, I have no idea. I could email the instructor or the TA to ask why, but why bother, I guess. Whereas when I give exams, here's the way I grade programming assignments. So I'll break down everything and give everything a weight. So you want to get all your unit tests to pass, and that's 40%. Planning was 10%, and then actually implementing these functions was another 50%. And then I would give them a 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So if it's perfect, it'd be a 5 out of 5. If it was mostly correct with a small error, it'd be 4 out of 5, and so on. If nothing was attempted, it'd be a 0. So then I'd enter that in over here and calculate the grade based on that. Or if I'm teaching a math assignment, I have a similar system where you can get a 4 out of 4 on a question and get 100% of the points, or a 3 out of 4 to get 75% of the points. Usually I'll do like a 3.5 if something's really just a minor problem. But then there are questions on the exam. This is just a review guide, but so each problem has a weight associated with it. This would sum up to 100 plus 1 extra credit item. And so if you got 4 out of 4 on everything, you get 100%. If you got 3 out of 4 on everything, you'd end up with like a 75%. But, based on this, like if you got a 2 out of 4, you get 4% into your total points. So I try to make it pretty clear how you're getting graded. If you attempted something but it was just completely incorrect, you'll get a 1 out of 4, which is not much. If you have a lot of errors but you're kind of like starting to get the right path, you'll get a 2 out of 4, and again, 3, maybe 3.5, and a 4. So I give partial credit for math tests. And overall, I'm just more detailed in how I give feedback for assignments. And then when I grade a programming assignment, if there's like stuff wrong with it, I'll actually go into detail about what's not working. If I take off any points, I'm going to make a note on why I took off points. And it's just so infuriating that so many other classes that I've taken just feel like magic numbers. Like, you don't know how you got the number, and it's just kind of like, oh, this is a 3 points or 5 points or whatever. It's like, there's not really a justification for that. So I'm very particular about the way I teach. I like have all these systems in place, things I like to do. And then it's frustrating being a student because I try to make the world of my students better. I just feel like a lot of teachers are like, well, this is college, so you should just suffer for no reason. Not that I'm like really suffering right now, but it just feels a lot of that kind of gatekeeping, like, this is supposed to be hard for no reason. Like, not hard because it's challenging, just hard because of policies. Like, the policies make it hard. So, yay. Alright, time to run by the house and make and eat lunch and then head to UMKC. I'm so tired. Like, yeah, I just... Alright, it's been a long week. What are we eating?
Curry,
bhindi,
and aloo matar.
Aloo matar. What is matar?
Peas.
Okay, so potato peas. Okay, cool. And bread.
Paratha.
Yeah. I'm on campus again. Yay! It's Friday. And they have a group project meeting scheduled as part, like, to meet with the TAs of the class to tell them, I guess, what our project is. We submitted our project plan, and then we're gonna go talk to them about it. Rachel pet peeve number 495, being given a specific meeting time and ending of a meeting time and having that meeting go over. Okay, my last task for the day. So, I'm just always so busy. This morning I was volunteering for one of the local political campaign candidates. Then I had this school meeting with the teachers, and that went over. And now I'm going over, I volunteer for a refugee group here locally, so mostly I just fix people's computers. So I'm gonna go check out some family's computer and see if I can fix it, or I might have to come back later afterwards, just after I figure out what's wrong with it. And then after that, once my cousin gets off work, her and my sister and I are gonna play video games. And I don't get to play video games very much these days, and I'm looking forward to it. But for now, I gotta get going. Alright, now I'm cooking a chili. So I guess it's the end of the week, and so it's the end of my vlog. I really like helping out these families. I almost, I don't know what I could major in besides computer science. I don't really want to do anything with it except maybe teach, but then I just feel so much better when I'm volunteering for these, political organizations, or when I'm volunteering for Casey for Refugees.
it's just more of what I would want to do as opposed to like just writing corporate software applications, which is not appealing. Like, at least by programming, I like to write games or educational programs or educational games. So it's just like, when I was in my early 20s, I thought that by the time I'm 30, I know I'm holding this weird, I should do that. By the time I'm 30, I would have my career shit figured out, but I don't. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, job or career or school-wise. Still just trying to figure it out and figure out how I can make a living and do something that I feel good about. Which, I like teaching, I just don't like being overworked. So do I like it enough to have a master's degree? I have no idea. So I'm still like kind of keeping an eye out for different types of jobs. But we'll see. Okay, grad school vlog, the end.